Hello, 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 hello. All right, so today is a day. Hey, Lola. Okay, first thing I want to do, is we're gonna look at some maps that already exist. It's the first thing we're gonna do. And I've got some other stuff lined up for potentially making a map today. I already had my coffee. We're already one cup in. We're already one cup in. This is gonna be a day. This is gonna be a day. Yes, let me switch over to here. I'm gonna get rid of Ravenfall right now because I want fewer distractions. Okay. So, let me find this. Booda, 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 booda everywhere. Where is it? There it is. Okay. My big stinking face is in the way. Let's actually just do this. Let me fix this. Sorry, there's gonna be a little bit of me just like there's gonna be a lot of scuff today because I'm like gonna have to switch gears and things. Okay, so there are two maps that existed on ModHub that I want to look at. That at least from their descriptions on ModHub are somewhat similar concept to what I want to do. Not really, but yeah. Both of them are islands, which is like the bigger thing I want to do, right? So I want to just look at these. We're just going to go in. You know, this isn't going to be like me actually starting a playthrough. Yeah, and this one seems pretty interesting. I'm curious to actually like explore the map, but I feel like knowing what exists will help me because if I give up today, I know what I'm giving up to go play on, basically. But also just like, you know, maybe we'll get some cool ideas. Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, this is cute. Oh, this is cute as hell. What the hell? All right, well, great start. This is cute as hell. Love this. Oh, wow. Okay. Man, we are like fog at 1,000 as well. Is there a boat over here? See, this thing, I don't know how any of the fishing stuff or the boat stuff or any of that stuff works. But that... Oh, no, that's a car. I thought that was a boat symbol. All right. This setup is sweet as hell. So let's look at the actual land. Yeah, the houseboat at sea thing, really cool. We got some like a ramp into the water. General, this is really nice. Okay, I like this. And it got a little lighthouse going on. This is really cool. Okay. Big fan of this. This is basically what I would want, like my single in and out place to be like. Something like this. This is really, really cool. All right, and there's our dealer. So this is what I was hoping for, honestly. The part that's going to be trickier is going to be the landscape, I think. Let's go construction mode here. Okay, so port, amazing. Love it. Okay. Yeah, I like the palm trees. Like, it all looks pretty good. Oh, there's like another dock over here. See, my concern is like this kind of landscape stuff is like not the most playable. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this landscape. It does look cool, but I don't want to play on this. I don't want to play on this. But yeah, the rest of this I'm already not liking so much. So I would want, if I make a map, right? Like in a perfect world where I'm actually capable, which who knows? I see. So basically like this is your workable land and that's it. Okay. I mean, this is a cool map, but not what I'm looking for. So I love this dock area. Amazing. That's kind of what I would love to have, something like this. You're in and out, whatever. This setup for the actual island, not really what I'm going for. This is a really cool idea though. I kind of love it. But this isn't going to suit what I want to do in a playthrough. Because like this has a bunch of stuff put down. There's not that much land to like carve your own thing. Yeah. This kind of seems almost like you can't really farm fishing challenge map. Yeah, this is definitely geared towards fishing. I know this map came out after fishing. And that's why I think like this is a really cool like look at this. This is so cool. This is very, very cool. It's just not what I'm gonna go for. I could do a playthrough on this map though, 100%. This is a really cool map. I like what this is. We got some kind of boat over here. This is really cool. Oh, hey, Titans. Yeah, this is sick. This is honestly one of the cooler maps I've seen. And there's not much here, but that's kind of something that's unique and nice about it. Like, I bet this is pretty much normal size, and it's mostly water. Like, I feel like they're only using, like, I don't know, maybe a fourth of the space for the actual island. And the rest is water. So you, like, the idea is that you just go crazy with the fish stuff. Okay. Very cool. Okay, well, that was a briefer tour than I thought it would be. Okay, the other one I think is going to be a very different approach to an island. So we've got, I'm not sure, there's like a farmer version. Let's just do the non-farmer version. Ronada Island, 4X. So when it says 4X, I think that means, confusingly, that it's double the like the default size of a normal map. I think. I could be wrong. It's something like confusing like that, where even though it says 4X, you'd think it means 4 times bigger, but I don't think it necessarily means that. Not sure though. I like the picture. It looks like a lot of trees though, which we are trying to avoid for my next playthrough. I think that's going to be a big problem with like a lot of the maps other people have made. If they are start from scratch style maps, they're going to have a ton of trees because yeah. All right. Kind of cool. You start by a boat. Not as cute as the other one. That's for sure. Oh, I was like, is this grass growing on concrete? I mean, it's growing on sand, so it's just as confusing, but okay, so this is a much lower effort map than the one we were just at. Can already tell that in like the first couple seconds here. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Okay, let's see. Exterminate, not size. Yeah, okay, so this is a funny looking map. What is this building? Okay. All right. That's pretty weird. Okay. shouldn't diss it too much because I'm gonna try and make a map. It's gonna look like exactly like this. This is actually more, at least conceptually, what I would like to do. I hope I can make it look better than this. But like, basically like where it's beach on pretty much all sides. Whatever this is, I don't want that. Yeah, and then what I would like to do, and 4X is big. It's really big. Yeah, I think this I don't like. I think this might be your starting farm. It's got like a field. Yeah, and what I would like to do is not really have trees, except I want to have like a sort of mountain in the center of the island that does have trees, and that way like there is forestry, but I'm not going to do it, so it's like out of my way. You don't have to do forestry to make fields and do whatever. Okay, this is the vehicle shop. Okay. Yeah, interesting. So that's kind of what there is in this, like, general concept, is like these two maps. Yeah, not super excited about either of these, to be honest. I mean, the bear, at least the Bearhaven one, I would probably play on, but just not for what I want my next playthrough to be. So Bearhaven's cool. This other one, meh. I don't think I would ever play this. Yeah. But yeah. But there's really not much in the start from scratch space, which surprises me just because it seems like, you know, it's probably the easiest thing to make. It's got to be easier than, you know, making an entire town, right? So, I don't know. What is this? I don't even understand that PDA. Is that water? It's a forest island forestry map. Okay, yeah, it's gotta be water. Very dangerous cliffs. Okay, interesting. Just kind of skim through these. See if anything jumps out. Okay, not really any water there. It's really unfortunate with the fishing because, like, mod maps just weren't really designed with, like, water being a major feature before. So, if you want to do a playthrough with fishing now, like something like this, you could just not do fishing. You've immediately trimmed your choices down. Oh, that's why this is so fancy. Okay, it's based on a Giants map. Flat Acres 4X. Yeah. Forestry. That's a lot of forestry. Okay. That's kind of cool. Okay, so yeah. Maybe multi-map. Nope. It's got rivers. Yeah. Or is she one we saw in the vid? Might have been. Yeah, actually, it might have been. Because that one had a ton of hills, right? Is this based on... This looks like the Giants map. I think that's what this is. But, like, edited. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I would much rather that someone else had just already done what I want. I don't have to do it to make it exist. But, you know. Oh, what is this? This has water. Wait, what is this? Coziness, beautiful, virtual nature. Oh, I remember this map, I think, from 22. This was a really cool map because it has changing tides. Really freaking cool, actually. So there's like a road that connects like two pieces of land that if the tides are high enough at the certain, thank you for the lyric Lexus, that you can't actually go across that road. And I think also like some of the farmland and stuff like that is inaccessible when the tides are higher. Really cool concept. I don't know how they've managed it, honestly, from a like technical thing, because no one's ever done something like it before. But really cool. Let's see. North March Reloaded. Was this? Okay. Lunch planned. Lake District with no lake. Survival 4X. No water. Yeah, pretty much like 95% of all maps that exist can just be like they're immediately not valid because for what I want to do because they don't have water or they don't have enough water. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much last time I checked, this was pretty much the state of things. Okay. And there's South American maps as well. There's a bunch of like nice maps, but they're just not what I want. All right. Let's just close this. So that means it's time to figure this out. Here we go. We'll see how this goes. Never done a stream like this. So I found basically one dude who seemed even remotely what's the polite way to say this? Competent in doing this stuff and also makes guides and information videos about how to do it. I found a couple other people. I'm sure others exist, but when I was like Googling for it, I found a couple other people that like were doing it but really messy. Yeah. I have dimmed my view of the editor. So hopefully you guys don't get, you know, just like blinded by staring at it. So that's why it might look a little bit dark, but I figure that's better than being blinded because it doesn't have a dark mode. So, all right. So I figure first step, I'm gonna try to make just like an empty map that works. That's basically my first step. We're gonna try to make go for it. The worst can do is yeah. I feel like this step is just gonna be like I feel like the reason I'm kind of like nervous, you probably tell I'm like a little bit nervous, is like I'm just worried this is gonna be kind of like boring. Like I'm gonna be like focused at times and not really saying much and just like trying to do. I've never really done like the closest I've done to a I'm like making something kind of stream is like Bid Burner or something, which is still technically a game, but like me like programming and stuff, whatever. This is definitely not that either. So anyway, and I'll post this video too before we get into it. I'll be quietly amused. Okay, well, hopefully it's not too boring. And yeah, well, here we go.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're Brown here. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In the video that I have for you guys today, we're going to be creating a flat blank map. Now, I know before you get all up in arms and you get your panties in a bunch, we have been through this before. Yes, I know I've made one of these videos, but I did a little bit differently. Okay, that video was meant to be part of a tutorial series, and I stretched that out across many videos. All right, so I kind of structured my lesson plans around that video, or vice versa, you know, making the map around those lesson plans. Okay, so normally I would do this a little bit differently and just go from start to finish, which is what we're going to do here. Okay, so now if you're new to the channel and you're just joining us, we are going to be doing this with a 2-kilometer map. That's what we're going to be creating, but don't get too excited, because no matter what map you're trying to create, whether it's a 4-kilometer or it's an 8 or 16-kilometer, it all starts at the same place, which is right here, creating a 2-kilometer map. Okay, so you create that 2-kilometer, and then once you're done, you just scale up from there to the size that you want. Everyone is done that way. Okay, so every single one. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, with that being said, let's jump into this and get started on making our map. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is open up the Giants editor. All right, and you don't have to open it up to anything in particular. Just open the editor on its own. That is just fine. Okay, so once you got that open, I want you to go up here onto the left-hand side of your screen, go up to File, go down to New Mod from Game. All right, you don't have to save changes there. Okay, unless you have something open, then by all means save it. Okay, and then you give it a second or two, and there's a box will pop up here that says a new mod from game. I'll show you in just 1 second. Alrighty, at the very top of that box, you see where it says item. You have a like a drag down list there. Now the top 3 items in that list is mod map Alpine, French, and US. Okay, those are the base game maps, right? So when you play the Farm Sim 22 series, the 3 base games you get to choose from. There's a 4th one now, but that's what they're referring to there. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to start you out with basically a duplicate of that map. Right, looks pretty much exactly the same. All right, so the choice is going to be yours on this one. You have a decision to make which one you want to start out with. Okay, so I'll tell you the main differences between these 3, besides, you know, layout and stuff like that, is what you need to be concerned about are the ground textures are going to be different from one map to the other, and your foliages are going to be a little bit different from one map to the other. Okay, so don't feel like once you pick one of these that you're locked into it and okay, you're just stuck with those ground textures, because they are completely customizable. You know, I've done videos on this about adding new textures into your map and you know, things like that. So like I said, pick the one that you think you might want, and you know, don't fret, because you know, you can change any number of things as far as customizing these maps as you go along. So I'm going to pick the mod map US, because that's the one, you know, that I always pick, and I don't know, I'm just going to go with that one. So you want to go ahead and click OK, and it's going to pop up with another box here that says working directory. Okay, so now in this working directory, the default location is document myfs22 mods, okay? And it's going to create a map inside of there called modmap.us or French Alpine, depending on which one you choose. All right, now if you intend on testing this in game, or if this is, you know, your main project, your primary project, okay, you want to create this in your mod or your save game folder, okay, and just put that in your mods directory, right? And that's the same directory that you put any other mod that you would download, you know, from the internet, you know, any other map or mod, anything like that, okay? And if you need to see really quickly, I can get you over there and I can show you. This is my farming simulator folder right here, and if you look here, here's all my save games and stuff like that. Okay, that's what it should look like. All right, and this is under Documents My Games Farming Simulator 2022, and here is the mods folder that I was talking about. That's where it will go if you plan on testing it in game or doing anything like that. Okay, so just go ahead and click OK. Give it a couple of minutes to go through and do its thing. Now, it generally doesn't take too long depending on the speed of your system. Like I said, there's a lot of files that need to be copied over, so just give it a minute or two, and before you know it, everything will be done. Okay, great. Now that that is out of the way, you should see something, you know.
Okay. Here we go. First thing. My, you can't even see it, actually, for some reason. Let me try to change this. Nope. Yeah, you don't really see what I see, but it's loading. It's loading. So I'm probably just gonna go watch a little bit ahead, but I'm kind of just waiting on it right now.
Pretty similar to what I have here, depending on which map you picked. And at this point, we have successfully created a new mod from game. Okay. All right. So from here, now we're not going to be keeping anything. We're going to basically get rid of everything that you see there. Everything. Okay. That's pretty much what makes a blank map is we're going to chuck it all. Okay. All right. So we're not going to waste any time with this. Let's get started. All of the items. Now there are a few items that you're
I do wonder, because like I've noticed this when I looked into this like prior to 25 FS25. I do wonder why every time I see someone talking about doing a blank map, they still start from like a Giants map. It just seems like, first of all, it seems like the editor should literally have a blank map for you to start with, because, you know, that just seems like the obvious thing. But also they usually really do get rid of pretty much everything, like everything by the end of it. So it just seems a little crazy to me that already, like, it's a little backwards that this is what we do, but yeah, I don't know.
You're going to keep, okay? And I'll show you which ones those are going to be, because they will be useful to you later down the road when you reuse this. This is going to be a template, okay? So when you save this, you're going to have just a flat blank map, and you'll use that as a template. So for your next project, what you'll do is you'll just copy this over. You know, you'll create a copy of this, and that'll be your new project. Okay, so at that point, you'll want to import all of the objects that you would like, you know, in your new map. All right, but there are certain things that are going to come in handy when starting your new map, and we're going to keep those particular items. Now, feel free as we go along that if you see something that you think you would like to save, then by all means go ahead and save it. I typically get rid of everything just because, you know, it gets to be in the way, you know, and every map is different. You don't use the same items on every single map. It just tends to be different every time. Okay, so what I sometimes do, or actually often, is on my blank maps, is I'll go in and I'll import different textures into the map so I have them at my disposal, you know, when I want to start a new project, or any other items that I feel like I might use all of the time on new maps, whether they're deco objects or anything like that. I will go ahead and I will insert those into the map. And in this way, when I make a duplicate and I start my new project, everything's already in place and I'm ready to go. Okay, so let's get started. On the left-hand side of my screen up here where it says Scene Graph, okay, look down there at the Gameplay Transform group. Okay, this is primarily, actually exclusively, everything.
All right, I'm actually just going to stop it here. And we're going to chill because I think actually this is not going to finish anytime soon. I wish I had known. I would have done this like prior to starting stream. But I was trying to figure out a bunch of other stuff. Oh, I'll get some music. Let's look at Ravenfall. Who is... so annoying when I'm in it. There we go. Yeah, I was hoping to get the getting started type stuff out of the way prior to stream today, but I just didn't have time. I think if we can just get past like if I can get to the point where I'm like, you know, customizing as opposed to just trying to get the basics to work, I think it could be a lot of fun. But it's definitely this like first part, and I guess like the end part as well, where like we're just trying to get things to actually like function, that I'm the most nervous about. Because I imagine once you figure out how to like do a couple basic things, you could just spend, you know, weeks doing those things for, you know, like customizing purposes. So like you figure out how to like change the landscape, like terrain, you could spend forever just doing that. You figure out how to like import placeables and stuff like that, then you're like doing that forever. BL Dungeon Start. Actually, let's just do this. I'm gonna actually just look at more maps while we're waiting on this. Boo doo boo doo boo doo boo doo boop. You're typing with one eye. Don't do that. Just look through like all the maps. Why not? We're here, right? What's over here? Just nothing? Test map. Interesting. Like the coffee and the PDA. So when we looked at. Sandy Road connecting the shop area to all field. Okay, that's what the farmer edition was. Castaway 2K25, fictional place. Lost in the middle of the ocean. It's cool. Oh, this is islands? Small idyllic island somewhere in the middle of the sea. Okay. It's kind of cool. $47 purchasable fields. Hiking trails. Cotton and rice have been removed. Oof. Look at these cliffs. That looks terrible. I definitely prefer what that other person did where like the transition to water was like beach. It looks like a graphical glitch. These cliffs. That would drive me crazy. No water. Oh, this is water. Oh, it's the Hooten Pantai map with changes. Okay. Yeah, you know, I didn't even really think about the fact that Hooten actually did have not like a ton of water, but it does have a port. That looks really nice. They they like demolished the stuff that was there. Um Okay. That's pretty cool. It's a cool edit. No water. Oh my lord. Guys, I'm not going to do forestry in my next playthrough. I'm just going to play on this map, but I'm not going to do forestry. Oh, jeez. It's going to be a fishing playthrough, I swear. Another logging map. Yeah, not enough water. Okay, those are all the fantasy ones. Let's go to the European ones. Let me check if the map's done. It is not. I don't know if this is... I feel like this is just like the mountains cut off this part. And you can't go there. I doubt that's water. No water. No water. No water. No water. No water. Not enough water. Not enough water. No water. No water. No water. No water. No water. No water. Yup. Yup. Not enough water. Nope. My own mod map. First mod map. Wow. Cute. I like their port here. That might be enough water that you could actually put stuff out there. I don't know. Hydrate? Well, you see, I don't have water. I should go get water. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, that was good. That forced me to actually go get water. You fish farm? Yeah, you can, like in real life, but I know there's like placeables with fishing in the update, so there has to be enough water that you can put the placeables down. And I don't know if it needs to be like a certain depth or I don't know. Really is just almost no maps have water. Because it was wasted space before. This is such a cute map. That's like such a cute overlay of the map, like mini map. New Frontier. Dear Lord. That looks massive because I guess because some of these are small, but it is a 4X map, it says, but oh my god. Dry Lagoon. There's like a swamp, basically. Okay. Saw this one earlier. Yeah, there's just hardly any maps with water. I should actually check something too. We might open up the Fairhaven map and check something because I haven't actually. It's probably pretty important I check it. This is the Giants one that came out with the fishing expansion. They actually don't even show their PDA. No water. No water. No water. Oh. I think it just finished. Yep. But for some reason, you still can't see it. Okay. Well, that's going to kind of ruin everything, isn't it? Yeah. You can't see it. It just looks blank to you. I think this stream is completely scuffed. Okay, we're just going to do this. I'm going to check some things here. Okay. All right. Bloop. Turn that off. I did check the sorry. I did check the if there was like real-time sync, like date sync, and no. Maintenance interval. Oh, did I turn this down before? Realistic spread pattern. Dollar, miles, acres. Okay, all that's off. Good. Okay. All right, we've got like a base that I've saved with the settings. Great. And if I want to actually play this, I'll remove my money and stuff like that. What I want to try or see, because I actually don't know, and it would pretty much stop all my plans in their tracks if this is the case, is whether you can do the DLC stuff on maps other than the Giants map. So I think I need factories, right? Factories. Takes goods and transforms them into different products. Oh yeah, I forgot about onions. That was an addition with Highlands. But no, I want to look for water stuff, I guess. I don't actually know what I'm looking for because I don't know how any of this stuff works. Selling points, cultivation, generators, aquaculture, fish lake, fish breeding. Okay, but where is... I mean, maybe you can't do it. Greenhouse, farm, one production anomalous. Fish processing plant? Yeah. I need, like, the fish you put out in the ocean. Fish food. Okay. I guess it would probably be in animals, right? horses, pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, others. Nope. Where is it? Can you not do it this whole time? I was so sure that, like, probably you could do it anywhere. But now... not so sure. Uh-oh. Well, there's no point in making a map if I can't do that. Okay, let's open the Giants map. So, wait, do I not have it downloaded? I thought for sure I had it downloaded. I'm blind. Highlands Fishing, where is it? Okay. I misspelled it. Okay. I mean, I have it. Oh, it's Kinlake. Okay, I just didn't know what it was called. I'm dumb. There it is. Okay, there we go. I'm just stupid is the problem. Honestly, like, if I can't do the fishing stuff anywhere but their map, then that kind of makes it easy. It's unfortunate, but it does make it easy. I should have looked into it, but I was just like trying to avoid really knowing too much about it, honestly. So just be like it'd be more fun to figure it out on stream. But I probably should have at least checked this particular detail. I guess the good news is that I'm having issues with the editor because I wouldn't have checked this otherwise. Until way later. But it's possible that, like, there's something in the water on this map that makes it, like, possible for you to put a placeable in it or something that isn't just by default in water. Something like that. I don't know. I've also not really seen this map. Like, I saw the little snippets from before it came out, but... Ooh. Spin my camera. So it starts loading. All right. Let's do this. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I'm just gonna figure it. I specifically didn't look anything up. I'm just like figure it out as I go. Fishing. Okay. For day, we want no crop destruction. We want no weeds. Low. No automatic. Low. Turn all these off for when I accidentally hire a worker. My freaking thing. There we go. Come on. Why is it? Why are you broken? What's happening here? Is it my mouse? Alright, that's annoying. Yeah, no, it's just broken. For no explicable reason. What is happening? Where's my mouse? What is this? There's my freaking mouse. Okay. And all of this is fine. I don't know what was going on there. Pissing me off. Okay. Let's go into construction. Okay. Okay. Water. Found some. Here we go. Why is there like a weird... like highlighted area? I guess this might be where the map ends. Okay. Factories, animals. It's still not in animals. It could just be I don't know where in the menu it is. It's very possible. Maybe you can do it on other maps. Factories. Selling points. Greenhouses. Because I see some of the stuff. Oh my god, why is it being so weird? These are selling points. I don't need this. Nope. Offshore is only in the mod map. Or in Giants map. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not making a mod map. Because you can't use this. That's really sad, actually. That's actually so sad. I've thought about this so much, and I should have asked this basic question much sooner. That is a real bummer. I wonder if that's like an intentional restriction on their part. Because, like, I guess if you could do this on not this map, then, like, you could just get a mod map that had the features without getting the expansion or something like that. I don't know. I feel like they could protect against that somehow without making it impossible for a mod map to have. I've got to Google this. Best 25. Offshore. What is this called? Offshore aquaculture in mod maps. Nope. Yep. Only available in Kinlake. Actually, wait. Inconclusive. No. I don't know if it's specifically restricted, but it apparently is the case that no mod maps currently have it. Apparently. But is it necessary, is I guess the other question? Because really all it is, from the looks of it, is this greenhouse on land, but bigger and in the water. This also brings up a really interesting thing about this. Is if I can't use these anyway, then I don't need a map with water, really. I mean, like, some water, sure, but like, even that, you could just put a fish lake down. So you don't need water because the only function of this is bigger this. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. That seems to me like, why even restrict it at that point? It must be like not a explicit restriction. It's more of a technical restriction. The map has to be set up for these to be placed. And that's why. What are these lines? Someone like destroyed the fields for some reason? Man, normal size maps seem so small compared to the ones we were looking at earlier. I'm super undecided. Well, this is the production side of it specifically. So the other side that like I would prefer to just dig into in my actual playthrough is like fishing off of the shore and stuff. So you do fish. And then there's also the side of like making fish food. And then you feed your baby fish. And then there's boats So there's actually a lot more to it. But this is the only part that really matters in relation to the, like, bigger bodies of water, and that's why I was looking at it. But there's actually, like, multiple parts to it. I guess that's the other thing. My save, I didn't have this enabled, so we wouldn't have seen it. But where do you buy boats? How do boats work? Do you even buy them here? There's onion category. Because I guess you probably would buy them, like, yeah, here we go. Boat store. So you buy them only at location. This looks cool as hell. You buy them only at location because I assume they go right into the market, or right into the market, right into the water. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is not because of the edge of the map. I actually think that that might be designating that it's too shallow. It might be like too shallow over here. So you need to be past it. So I wonder if actually, now that I'm like thinking about it, the mod maps, because you need to have an explicit boat store to even like get out on the water, that's why people don't have it, potentially. Yeah, I think that this is just too shallow. Can't tell where I am. I think this is literally shallow enough. I'm standing on it. Or something. That's why it looks like that. Like, it's not like... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. That's weird. Yeah, like, this is a pretty map. It's just like... I'm just excited about not playing this style of map. Like, I want a start from scratch map. But I want to do all the fishing stuff, so... Okay, let's back it up. Now I know precisely what I'm looking for. Precisely. So now when we go into this map, because I'm a little like, if I can get this map to work, I'm a little tempted to just, because this is so cute. Like, there's things I really like about this one. Like, I'm bummed it doesn't have much, like, land, but... So, vehicle workshop. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have a boat store. So, I think that makes it pretty much impossible. Unless somebody's made a mod that's a boat store. Let's see. So I want... Come down to the bottom here. We want... Selling points. Town Productions. What's this? Maps supplementary package. Nope. Christmas market. Cute. Sell everything. Wait, I don't want selling. Wait, do I want selling? No, I do. I do want this. Cargo ship. Oh, okay. That's cool, but... Fish farming. That's cool. Shop ABC. A drain? Get rid of unwanted liquids. Okay, yeah. Okay. Stone selling. Let's shop. Boat. Ship. Yeah, I know. I don't think any of my maps can do it. That is a massive bummer. I don't know how much of a like this. Let's see. Let's think about this. So we got like some options, right? Where to go from here? I play on the Kinlig map and we get to have boats. That means I can like go out on my boat to go fishing. I can have the fish farms out in the deep water. But it's not a start from scratch map. It's already got fields, all this stuff. I would just be like, you know, doing around what they already have there. It'd be closer to like when 25 came out, when I played on Riverbend Springs. Be closer to that. Or we sacrifice boats and deep ocean breeding of fish, but potentially, this is the thing we got to check if I can do it, but potentially I could still fish. That's because like fishing is still present in some capacity in these mod maps, because some of the productions I can make from giants. So I guess what I need to figure out now is, how does getting a fishing rod work? I think that's the big question here, because if I can use a fishing rod, then I'm really just giving up boats and the breeding of fish in the deep water, but we could otherwise go with my idea. So let's see. How does this work? I would assume it's a tool. Okay, fishing rods. Here we go. So this is still here, right? So I think this part, because in my mind, I think I could still see significant value in me making a map that we do a playthrough where I start with just a fishing rod and no other resources except maybe like land or something, but probably not even that. And we just go. And then the first thing I build up is like the breeding of fish and stuff like that. And then we transform a wilderness type area where the only civilization it has is a port, something like this, that where you buy and sell things. But the actual like island is just landscape and nature until we come in and we turn it into farmland and buildings and things like that, roads, whatever we're going to do. So you could have that kind of playthrough, which is like, that's the playthrough I want. I would have preferred to have had it with boats, because boats are cool. But we can't. So it's like, do boats outweigh that? Do I just have like the other playthrough and we get to play with boats, or the start from scratch is really the question, right? This dock is so well done. I love this dock. This is so cute. I love that they put your little car right here. Let's go exploring. I feel like it. Also, I want to check, because I think I saw our boy, Mr. Sealy P. Yep. That's what I thought. Okay, there is a boat on this map. So this person has a workaround. Oh, there's a guy. high. Maybe the boat's looser novelty? Yeah, probably. I can't talk to him. So, they have this little silly workaround. See if I can get this. Yeah, where you can drive this guy around. And then if you balance it properly, you can pretend that you have a boat. So this is a neat little workaround to the problem. And this is cute as hell. So like, part of me is tempted, especially because of this, like because of this little workaround, right? And if I remember correctly from the Sealy P video, there's this out here. A water taxi, yeah. I'm super tempted to just do a playthrough on this map because I think we could get away with we could make this work. And this is really cute. This is a cute map. But yeah, they did this creative little thing with this tugboat. So it's kind of a workaround because we're not allowed to actually have boats, right? Oh, you can actually see fish in there. That's cool. Okay, and then there's a start fishing button up in the corner there, see? And then it just over time does this. You know, not perfect, but it's a workaround to the thing. Kind of cool. And then I assume there's somewhere I go sell this. I need to get rid of Yield Tracker. I hate that add-on. Where do we sell tuna? So this is something they added. Like this isn't a real. This isn't a base game thing. The tuna fish. Dear Lord. I think that makes too much money. I might need to never do this ever. It's too easy money. But let's see. Well, actually, maybe the price is like that because 12 pieces, if it's still based on 1,000, then maybe it's not actually that much. This little tugboat's genius, though. On their part. Wait, can I do like... what's the button? It's like... There's a blue light. Oh, it's a little red light goes on. Okay, I was hoping the top light would go on, actually. Okay, that's the honk. All right, interesting. This little tugboat's freaking cute. So what is this? Oh, I'm going out to a boat. What the heck? Okay, and you like go into the net, I guess. And then... So that was 12 fish. Okay, yeah. It was based on 1,000. So it actually isn't worth that much. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so I could actually do that, and it's not like I wouldn't feel like I was cheating. Okay. Yeah, because that would actually take some time. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, and you can see that the water isn't deep because they need so that the tugboat works. It's really smart. This is really smart. I like this. Okay, so the thing I'm gonna check is what I hope works for this map, and then we'll reset everything. I'll set my money to 0 and start my playthrough right freaking now, because this map's cute as heck. But let me check some things. So that's cool. We're just gonna come over here. Okay. I might need to give myself money to test this. So how much is land and things? $0. Oh no. Okay, well that's fine. Let's just okay, let's just buy everything then, I guess. Everything's $0. Okay, interesting choice. The big downside here that I don't like about this map is that I feel like we just got off a playthrough where like area where I felt like I could build was super limited, and I don't want that for this playthrough. Because I want to be able to build things. I want to have separate areas. I want to like do all that, and it does feel very small. It's a very cute map, but okay. So for starters, this is not my land. This is animal dealer? Question mark. Okay, that's a sell point. Yeah, there's actually like a ton of stuff kind of in the way. So what is this exactly? Well, that's the sawmill. All right. Yeah, and like I wouldn't really want this. It is cute. I just want to make my own stuff. Is my bigger problem with this. Yeah, I think that's the real problem, is that there's really just not space. Like if I'm going to do everything playthrough, I can't have a bunch of big fields here. So I as much as I love basically exclusively this part of it, I don't think this is going to work. Unfortunately. I just don't think I can make this work. But the tugboat is interesting, and also just the important thing we figured out here is truly the only thing I'm giving up is boats. That's it. And at least one map has figured out how to kind of work around that. So I think I'm kind of leaning back towards make my own, with this map like heavily inspiring me, but also the other extra option we have here is not doing a map that actually has that much water. Like maybe if a map like this is nice enough. Like doesn't seem to be too many trees here. There's like a pond we could fish in. There's only like 4 pre-made fields. Maybe. Something like this. Just a bunch of land. Got a little bit of water. It's actually kind of hard to tell what's going on here. A place, sawmill, and BG can be bought. Restaurant on the river to sell to buy your building needs. Where are the buildings in this? I don't want to download a million maps, but I really can't tell. Eh. It's another one by the same guy. Honestly, it's really a shame Alien Gym hasn't made anything for 25 yet. And it's been kind of like disappeared. Because I would straight up just play like No Man's Land. And then turn it into like my fishing map. Because we don't really need that much if I don't need deep sea stuff. Should I check this one? It looks like it just has so many buildables on it. And trees. But then you look at the PDA and I'm like, where are those buildables? Like, I can see the dock. I see 2 farm plots. Okay, did anyone... Did anyone eat the tugboat? No. I'm so torn. What do I want to do? I have to reevaluate like everything we just looked through. This new information. Got like a dock. Just too much built. I really do want like a start from scratch, but even the start from scratch ones have so much stuff on them, and I just don't want that. Lady Hill. I wonder how you do the PDAs, because there's such difference in what people like. This one seems like there's ones that just seem like they generated it from like the same way Giants does, and then the ones that somebody like drew. I wonder how that works behind the scenes. Yeah, it's really a shame that there's so little space on that one. Can we, like... Hold on. Can I just, like, landscape more land into existence? Is that a thing? I've never really tried extreme landscaping. I feel like it would look terrible on this map because there's no beaches and there's like just rocks. But I am curious if I could do it. So, sculpting. You can. You can just do it. So I just... Yeah, I'll just do this. We'll just make more land. I'm sure it will look completely natural. By the time I'm done. This would take forever to use the in-game tool. And I feel like you would spend forever doing it, and then you still wouldn't actually have that much land, because it's a pretty small map. Yeah. I think I'm pretty stumped. I think what I would like to do is make my own map, though. I think, like, I'm not happy enough with any of the other options. But I guess my backup at this point would be that cute little island map, and I just change the type of playthrough I'm doing. Like, I do small scale everything, which would be, I'm sure, incredibly painful at times. But I feel like I could make it work. It would not be ideal, but I could make it work. We would have very, very little farmland. Like, there just isn't enough land on that map to have anything but very little farmland. And that's sort of the real issue of that for me is just like, what are we even doing after a certain point, you know? And I would basically have to rid the whole map of trees, which is another problem because I don't want to do logging in the next playthrough. But we'd have to because there's so limited space, we would need the space. And then at that point, does the map even look good anymore? You get rid of all the trees? I think it would just be depressing. So, I don't know. Maybe the better option was that other map that was like, like this one. Like something that's just simple and there's really not much going on. Let's just download this one. But like this one looks really basic. There's not much going on. It's more of a no man's land type thing from the looks of it. Honestly, it has more going on than I would even want. Because I can see in the center there's like a lot of concreted areas. But potentially on a map like this, we could actually get rid of it. And we could just, instead of like, let's say me making a map is too complicated for me. I don't get anywhere, or I get stumped, or I can't do what I want, whatever. Any number of plenty of things that could go wrong. Then maybe this would be a better backup. I'm not even gonna like save settings and stuff. I just want to look at it. Wait, what? What? What do you mean? What? What do you mean? What do you mean the game's paused? I wasn't even in the game. What? All right, I have no idea. I'm sorry. Today was scuffed. I was worried it'd be pretty scuffed. And it's pretty scuffed. I don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah. Worst farming Friday ever. Like, for that reason alone, I'm a little tempted just to play on that map just to be playing farming sim, you know? Rather have like not a non-ideal playthrough than not have a playthrough. But anyway, anywho, I'm gonna think about it some more and maybe like look into a couple things. And then next Friday, hopefully, have more of a solid plan. I will be back tomorrow with World of Warcraft. Honestly, I might stream later today, but I don't know. I might just take today to actually look into this stuff off stream. See what I can figure out. But plan is be back tomorrow. Normal time. Same place. Normal time. We're gonna go out of this. And I will see you guys later. Bye.